Hey guys, Dave from N.E.R.D, 4 Nerds, by Nerds, hanging out with.
I'm Ted.
I'm Ryan.
And today we have our weekly wrap, and we're going to be discussing what happened last week.
If you want to jump down to the description below, you can sign up for N.E.R.D, the newsletter. It's a great way to get gaming tips as well as learn how to game with us.
Not only will you find that below, but you'll also find links to everything we did last week. 5 articles, 11 videos.
Something like that.
Something like that. One of which being a gameplay. We had a ton of stuff going on, as we normally do. There was definitely some really cool things that happened last week as far as the video content we released, because again we're always like a week behind the times for the way we shoot our videos and do stuff. So we had a lot of announcements to cover from both Paizo and Wizards of the Coast. We had
an epic amount.
Yeah, there was StarFinder, Volo's Guide to Monsters,
the
Thunder, the new Matt Mercer game that's coming down the way.
Absolutely. Also this week also came out past week. Although we forgot to mention it with the Meltdown thing, and we didn't do any videos on this. But there's also the Acquisitions Inc. new series that's out, which. It's nice because they're breaking it down into bite-sized pieces, like 30 minutes at a time.
Right. Shot.
So that's always entertaining. It's kind of a chuckle fug, beer and pretzels type game, but it's fun to listen to and watch. And I like what they do with it. I like the crazy stuff. I like the whole Acquisitions Inc. theme.
Like running it like a business, which is pretty
right.
Clear.
And he's got the rival business of his sister.
Yeah.
There's that in the video, or for the first one, they were talking, something about paperwork didn't get done. He's like, oh, there's a stack of paperwork like this. It's just waiting to get filed or whatever have you.
And it's funny that its sister as the rival keeps coming back as a reoccurring theme.
Right.
I want to say villain, but it's not necessarily. But it is, but kind of.
It's the other guys. It's the other guys' sort of mantra.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that was going on. You guys have anything stand out you guys want to mention?
Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna give a little bit of a spoiler. Nigel's been talking to us through communications about his World of Darkness series, and he's got plans to have that go pretty much throughout the entire summer. So if you're really into the World of Darkness stuff, there's a lot of content coming your way. So
and there's quite a bit there now. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's more to come. If I remember correctly, I think he said he was planned through August or September. So there's a lot of stuff there that he's got, and I think
those articles
cool.
are pretty beefy too.
Indeed.
Yeah, so there was that. There was my Tarrasque. So Rhett Bruck stepped up and ran the game with a legendary monster to Tarrasque, and we're thinking about making this a recurring series of testing it out. We do want to do some things where we make it a lot more dire for the adventurers and a lot more iffy if they're going to survive. So
I feel like the big problem in hindsight is the fact that you guys knew you were going up against a Tarrasque, and the characters were kind of built around that.
I also think too that a 20th level party against a Tarrasque bends over the Tarrasque.
Yes.
I think that is actually another substantial problem, is that you have to figure out the math that it's where the players are closer to hitting on a 30 to 40% of the time, and not upwards of 50% of the time sort of thing.
Yeah,
I think it's a big
I haven't
problem.
actually looked at the XP budget on that one or not. You guys had 5 players?
5 players at level 20, with each of us had an epic tier boon. And
legendary.
So technically, you guys were
item.
essentially 21st level.
Yeah, we were pretty substantially powered. So I just want to look at that dynamic of I want to create a thing where maybe half the party doesn't make it alive, or there's a last man standing. I want to play to that close of the monster.
Rhett was a little too generous towards you guys.
Well,
for sure.
It was the first time out, so we can refigure.
It was really cool. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend you head to the description below. Click that link and give it a watch, give it a listen. It's definitely fun.
The players did a great job.
The players really went into it. It wasn't kind of what I was expecting, where it was all right, Tarrasque, fight, go. There was a lot of lead up to it, so it was definitely.
I want it to be a little tighter personally. I've been talking to Red about it. I feel like I do want it to run tighter to the thing, because what it felt like it felt like when you pay for those pay-per-views of like a boxing fight or an MMA match, and like Mike Tyson, where like the fight's over in like a round or two, like 3 seconds. Like it had that problem, which it's so funny that paralleled like those pay-per-view like sporting events. Like it was just like it. And for me personally, I want the fight to be about half the content, if not more than. And so I'm talking to about running everything else tighter too, and then the fight will be more challenging, so that'll last longer.
So I enjoyed the lead up to the fight.
Yeah.
Maybe we should throw it to the viewers in the comments and find out what they want. What they would rather watch.
Right.
Do they want more of the fight? Do they like the lead up? Somewhere's in between.
Yeah, personally, I think the more interesting thing is watching the game mechanics of how these epic monsters interact, or the legendary monsters, and seeing how that goes. But yeah, let's leave it for the audience to describe to decide as well.
But I like the idea of let's pull out these high-powered monsters, encounters, what have you, and not have the players aware of exactly what they're going up against. Ryan, you made a character that was designed to be able to slaughter things.
Anything at range, yeah.
And that was the thing. You had the ability to say, okay, the thing's coming in on us, or we're moving in on it. So that added some significant advantage. But if you're fighting something that can come just upon you, it definitely is going to change the...
Not really, because I'll just take the attack of opportunity and just like move away. I mean, the only thing, the thing about this character is it did very much operate off of getting surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So like this build, if I can't get that opening salvo of the surprise against something because I took assassin, not getting surprised on something negates the assassin. Right. So that becomes a problem.
Like if you're on a boat and a kraken attacks the ship, it's going first. You are now surprised.
Yeah.
So that would utterly turn the tables on that character build.
Well, I mean, I think you get a check. Like, and his perception was like I had expertise in perception.
Mm-hmm.
Now against a kraken, it can attack you from 30 feet away. The tentacles are just shooting out from underneath the water. It's acted. Whether it attacks you or not, it's acted and negates assassin.
Well, so I'm saying like you might not be like full on surprised, but you lose the surprise round as that archer character.
Right,
So,
that's the point that I'm getting at is if it acts first, it has the ability to then negate those things that really allowed your character to be this shining beacon. I don't want to give too much away, but I mean it was pretty ridiculous what you did before combat really started.
Yeah.
So going back to the writing on nerdarchy.com, we've had a lot of guest writers who've come on and produced some great content for us. And first of all, I just want to thank them all.
Thank you all.
But furthermore, us as Nerdarchy, we've discussed we want to really actually thank them in a meaningful way. So we want to add a goal to our Patreon account that is we start paying them.
Right.
Like we want to pay for articles. Right now we're not quite there yet. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Nerdarchy has taken our first paycheck ever this month.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, due to you guys funding the Patreon, we were able to do that now.
Right.
Yeah, between our Google AdSense from the YouTube videos and from you guys funding us through Patreon, we were actually able to take our first paycheck. Up until this point, pretty much
2.5 years of just
you guys have paid us in pizza.
Yeah,
literally, we buy pizza for the games that we run.
Yeah.
From the Nerdarchy funds, and that stuff also goes to upgrade things for Nerdarchy, and we're always trying different things out with the website. Some of them work well, some of them don't work well.
Paying for software, paying for equipment, paying the fees for running the different things that we do, websites and whatever have you.
Yeah, like this past year, we got hit with a bill for calling ourselves a business. That one was kind of expensive. That was almost $1,000 we weren't really expecting. But it's okay. We love doing this, but in order for us to keep doing this and to get better, we have to find ways to monetize and financially make it rewarding, for us to justify doing what we do and taking time away from our families,
significant others, and things like that. Yeah.
But not only that, we want to also make it financially rewarding for other people that contribute to us. Like I feel bad. I really do feel bad about all the people that do work for us and have volunteered their time. and they're amazing, and thank you so much because you help make Nerdarchy better, and we just want to keep improving and keep growing and have more to offer you guys along the way. And that's why one of the reasons we added the rewards, because a lot of people were already paying us at those levels anyway.
Right.
So like we're like, hey, well, how about we give them something for it?
Right.
And
It was brilliant.
it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And if it entices some of you guys to also contribute to our Patreon, too, that's even better, because it's going in the long run help us, become a better Nerdarchy.
Indeed.
And whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean, so everything we're doing now is with doing Nerdarchy like as a part-time job in addition to full-time job. So it's just imagine,
And families.
Yeah, and just imagine like when it becomes our full-time thing, the kinds of things that we could venture out into.
Like, yeah, we're talking like even like we had a discussion earlier today about what can we do about our set, how can we change things, what do we have to buy to make that better, even silly things like changing the seats that we use, or buying a new bookshelf, to stage an area, like when we bought lighting equipment, all this stuff like factors in, and some of this stuff is really small, but it makes it better. And also like when we did the crossover with DMG Info,
right.
like we want to do more of that stuff. We want to find cooler stuff to do. Occasionally when we do more work with video editing, you guys have liked that, and we'd like to do more of it, but it's time consuming, so we'd rather just put out more content with like the mediocre editing or zero editing.
Like no editing. Let's cut through the crap.
There's a little bit. There's a tiny bit that goes in there,
Yeah.
but that's not what we want to do. Like we want to have everything fully produced. We want to do the best that we can for you guys and give you guys the best show that we can. And it takes time. We're working on it. We're on our third year of doing Nerdarchy. We've grown substantially from the beginning. We want to keep growing. We hit another milestone, and thank you guys. 3 million views on the channel. Over 3 million views.
You were on the cusp, so that happened.
Yeah. It's been rocketing forward. We're going to hit 18,000 subscribers soon. We just hit 13,000 likes on our Facebook page.
Nice.
And even better than that, like we get a post reach of like 250,000 people sometimes over on Facebook in the course of a week, from you guys going over there liking and sharing and commenting on our memes and stuff. So that's awesome.
So thank you, and please keep doing it.
Yes, yes, for sure.
So so like we said in the past, we're doing something new with these weekly wraps, and we want to talk about what's going on in Nerdarchy. We want to talk about the content we did and have discussions instead of reading the list, because frankly it was boring for us. We can only imagine your eyes glazing over.
Yeah. So another thing I want to put out there to the community, like if we were to do say a monthly interview where we could get personalities and in the gaming industry, whether it be like fantasy artists or something like tangentially close to it, like people in comic books or game designers, would you guys be interested if say maybe we could get like a Matt Mercer or Brian Posehn to talk to and do like a monthly interview?
We did it. Yeah, we did a thing with Lois Porter Jr. We've had Alex Agunas on.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done some different things like that, and if you guys would like to see more of it, let us know. If you're one of those people that would like to be on Nerdarchy,
right,
and have a chat with us, let us know.
Nerdarchy@gmail.com.
Yeah, or if you know one of those people, be like, hey, you should talk to these nerds.
Yeah, that would be actually recommendations would go a huge way. So yeah, good work.
I know Ted has been like quietly behind the scenes working on doing a crafter thing for miniatures with a couple people.
I've been trying to make some connections and set some stuff up. Scheduling hasn't really done it. Those of you who've been following us for a while, there's some videos that Nate and I had done back in the day about Nerdcraft, and I just happened to get into a conversation recently with one of our fans about miniature modding, and I've been trying to set this up to do a chat
panel.
Yeah, discussion panel, talk about the different things that we've done, the different techniques and things that we use, just to have something different out there, and kind of spotlight some work.
I think DMG Info Garrett is open to it. He just happens to be in Tokyo right now,
so it's a matter of whether he's going to be available when we lock in this time. I'm trying to reach out to
maybe if we get a white van, some burlap sacks, some chloroform, and a couple nerd artists, we can grab DM Scotty,
So
godfather of crafting.
So I'm imagining with Garrett in Tokyo, I'm imagining him of being like Godzilla proportions, like smashing it. It's like the koala dial thing that happened, the radiation actually hit him, and that's so he's big in Japan, like tearing it apart.
That just makes me think of the Godzilla gif, and where he's destroying everything, and he's like, "Fuck this building, fuck this bridge, fuck that truck."
Yeah. All right.
On that note,
It's a silly thing.
It is very silly. On that note, until next time, guys.
Stay nerdy.